Hey everyone, welcome back to the Innocent Bros Outdoors. I'm Jake, and today we're going to start the very first episode of many to come. The series is going to be called What is Jake Doing? The episodes are just going to comprise of what I've got going on the bench, or what other projects I have that are not necessarily ready to be released in their own video, if you will. So we're going to kick it off, and we're going to start with Alright, welcome back folks. So the first project on the bench today is I got these awesome shelves from a friend of mine, and so what we're going to do with these shelves is we're going to drill some holes in them and screw them to the wall so I can put trucks on them. So like right here, we put this up here like that, and then I can bam, like that. So I can start hanging all of my trucks now. I think I got like, I don't know, 10 to 12 of them. So I'm going to start in the office so I can put trucks in here that I don't necessarily drive all the time. And then I'm going to do it outside in the bigger area, the normal viewing area. Unfortunately, it's still cold. It's still snowy. I think it's like 10 degrees outside maybe right now. So we haven't had a chance to run the awesome RTR stance. However, next week it's supposed to be in the 40s. And that's basically short weather, or shorts weather, compared to the weather that we've been having over the last week or two. I'm hoping that the snow all melts away and everything dries up. I don't really care if it's dry or not. As long as there's no snow and it's semi-warm, we will be out. We will be getting some footage. We'll be running the VRD and some other trucks, so stay tuned for that. So I'm gonna real quick knock out this first shelf and show you what that looks like all done. Part one is done. Part one is we put some holes in the bottom here. Not scientific, not measured. I will level it, but yeah. We just kind of wing things around here. One's a little higher than the other one. We'll get her done. So the next thing we're going to do is screw this into the wall in an unscientific manner. Probably put it up here like this. Bam! Now we have us a shelf. So on that shelf goes the nice and pretty stance. Put another one up there, another one next to it, another one next to that. Boom! Now we have a professional looking display. Sounded good, didn't it? But what this will do is it'll keep the truck off the ground, it'll keep the suspension semi-drooped, and it'll eliminate flat spots being put in your tires. And that is really the most important part. If you leave the truck on the tires, the foams will get flat spots in them. And it's not necessarily bad for your regular foams or your dual stage foams, but if you have 3D printed foams of any kind, it will potentially permanently make them bent or flat spotted. So it's always a good practice to get the truck off the ground. And that's not just for the little tiny trucks, that goes for your other vehicles too, your razors, your four-wheelers, you know, trucks, regular, whatever. They will develop flat spots over time. It has to be long periods of time, but they will develop flat spots nonetheless. So, project one, done. Like magic, we have two hung. So you can see on this Unimog, there are the flat spots that I was talking about. It's been sitting on the tires. This truck actually has 3D printed inserts that I designed, printed out, and put in there. And it had been sitting on all four tires, which caused the flat spot. All right, so for this next update, we are not gonna really do anything per se today because of all of this fine white stuff on the ground, but it is more of an update on some things that are going to happen in the future. Make sure you wear your sunscreen, folks. Skin cancer is not fun, trust me. Alrighty, so this is update number 2. I just went and picked up over, I believe it's about 100 tires here. So these tires are going to turn into, right out there, the new crawler course. So I cleaned it up. I released a short of it. I'm not going to walk over there because I have tennis shoes on and it is pretty deep snow. Anyway, the course is going to be out that way, some way. These tires are going to be the base of the course. I'm going to walk inside and fill you in on the rest. When the snow is crunchy, you know it's cold outside. The tires are going to be used as like a foundation of sorts. and we will be getting some real thin, lightweight expanded metal to go over the tires, and then we're going to put concrete over that. So I don't really want to mess with having a bunch of rock delivered or dirt delivered, because that can get really expensive really quickly. So the cheapest alternative is to reuse or repurpose some tires that are no longer used or going to be used, stack them up however I want them, put the expanded metal over them, probably use a staple gun or something to keep the expanded metal in place, and then lay the concrete over that. I will make a video on that when that happens. Obviously, it's not going to happen today. That is in the works. The end goal is to have a huge area where I can not only invite friends over to do some crawling, but I can also create consistent content of the same spots. Whenever a new truck comes out, such as the RTR stance here, we can use it to run the same lines that the Unimog would run, or the pheonix RTR, or whatever the case is. Lots of great things coming in with that. I would like to incorporate water somehow. I'm not sure how yet, but I'll save that for a future update. Item number 3 is going to be this VS410 portable pheonix RTR. I have not actually unboxed one of them yet. We're going to do the unboxing and really kind of skip over a majority of the stuff, because there's really no difference between the regular RTR, which is the straight axle, and the Falcon RTR, which is the portal. The real big difference is that one has a straight axle, one has a portal. During that unboxing, we will be installing both dig and overdrive servos, and then we're also going to try out a winch. See how well the old Vanquish VT1 system works with a winch and overdrive. It is only 4 channels, so unfortunately you will not actually be able to run dig, overdrive, and a winch, but personally I would prefer to run overdrive and a winch, especially if it's going to be a trail truck. The Pheonix lineup is more trail, I don't know. The Fordyce and the Pheonix are more like trail oriented. They do very well at climbing, and I would say there's a misnomer there. Climbing and like really try hard climbing. So if you're out trailing and you do some pretty steep stuff, I mean, they're going to be capable. But if you're doing like a bunch of try hard lines where 55, 60 degree angle plus, it's going to be a little more challenging just due to how the truck is built from the factory. Whereas something like the stance is going to cater a lot more to that type of driving. So personally, I don't really see the need for dig in a trail truck. I would rather have overdrive when I need it, and then a winch for the scale factor. Yep, that is update number 3. By the way, huge shout out to my buddy Brad for hooking me up with these awesome metal shelf L brackets. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Brad. You're the man. Update number 4. I think we're on 4, maybe. Anyway, we are going to be hanging a TV out in the shop for miniz racing. What that means is that I have this TV right down here. I'm not going to pick it up. So I have this TV right down here. I have it facing that way so I don't kick it and accidentally break it. We're going to be hanging it right outside this door on the wall on the other side of this little closet area here. And it's going to be the points TV. So it's going to tell you what place you're in, what lap you're on, how fast your lap is, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the live RC static information is going to be displayed there, and so everyone can see. The miniz track has been built. It is a lot of fun. Highly recommend it to anybody who wants to get into that sort of thing. Again, huge thanks to Brad for the TV mount. He had a spare one laying around, and he donated it to the channel. So thanks, Brad. Let's move into update number 5. Last, but certainly not least, we have the Traxxas TRX4 High Trail. It is a bit dirty, as you can see. We do love this truck. It is the official trail / mud truck of the channel, and it is a ton of fun in the trail and the mud. It does a lot better than I anticipated that it would do, with one caveat. We did just update the spur gear and I don't even know what it's called off the top of my head. Whew, that thing is heavy. Each of the wheels got water in the foam, and now they're ice because of how cold it is. And it's really heavy to hold for a long period of time. Anyway, we did update the spur gear with a metal spur gear from Yeah Racing. Links in the description below. We also added the brand new Traxxas slipper eliminator kit. Again, links in the description below. So what that means is that now we no longer have an issue with the spur gears burning up, because we did have an issue with that previously on 4S with the Mamba X system in it. Today's update is these tires are basically ice. You can see the flat spot there. Yeah, probably ought to pick this up off the ground too, but it'll be all right. So today's update is we're going to be installing lights. I think we're going to use the advanced kit if there is one at the local hobby shop. If not, we will be using the regular light kit. So I'm super excited about that. I think one of the next steps after that is probably going to be maybe lowering it a little bit so it doesn't sit up as high, and putting some regular 1.9 inch wheels with 4.6, I believe, Canyon Trail tires on it, because I really like the Canyon Trail tires. So we're going to keep those on there. Maybe switch it up for a little bit more scale. We'll see what happens. There you have it, folks. Those are the 5 updates for this week. Thanks for tuning in. We will be doing this weekly. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like, so that way you get notified when a new video comes out every week. We're going to try and release it on Wednesday or Thursday weekly. However, the days might switch up. We don't know. If you have a preference, feel free to leave a comment below and let us know. Thanks for making it this far. We hope to see you next week, and we hope you have a great day.